Hello there, Cancer. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast for the week of March 28th through April the 3rd. On Monday, what you guys have coming up, Cancers, is you have the Eight of Coins. Back to work, back to work. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not sure if some of you are on vacation or had a long 3-day weekend or what's going on, but back to work on Monday. So I do see you guys working on Monday. Now, this does not have to be talking about going to work and clocking in. For some of you who have been waiting to get back to work to get to a job, this could be some of you have been unemployed. This could be some of you going into a new job and starting on Monday, or maybe even for some of you, this feels like it could be temp work that you're starting on Monday. And some of those temp works can turn into long term. I don't feel like all of my temporary workers going in on Monday are going into long term, but some of you will. This also, though, can be talking about work around the house. You may be doing some kind of big chore around the house, something that is more labor intensive than what you're used to doing. But definitely some kind of work getting accomplished on Monday for you Cancers. Now, Tuesday, Knight of Cups showing up in reverse. Knight of Cups in reverse, I'm feeling like you guys are going to be feeling pretty pessimistic about relationships in general. For some of you, this is going to be about a specific relationship in your life. I am feeling like for a lot of you, you're having somebody's relationship like just put right in front of your face, and you're seeing all the problems with that relationship, and it's just kind of making you sort of hang your head like, wow, if they're having problems, who can make it? Almost that type of feeling. So, just an interesting day, sort of an attitude shifter about relationship, putting you into a more pessimistic mode. Now let's look at Wednesday. What you have here is the Ten of Coins. Ten of Coins does talk about a happy home life, talks about security, talks about going from one phase to the next phase. A 10 is always a beginning or always an ending, which leads to a new beginning. So to me, 10s always talk about going from one phase to the next. So since Pentacles really talk a lot about security and material goods for the most part, this can be buying a new home. This can be adding on to the home that you have. This can be upgrading your vehicle. This could be getting a raise at work. Whatever would add security to your life. Now, for some people, what adds security to their life is being in a solid, committed relationship. This could be getting into that solid, committed relationship for somebody like that. This could be getting married for some of you Cancers. So something that adds security to your life coming up on Wednesday, and the whole range of what that could be. I mean, we're just talking a plethora of different options that could be here. And of course, it's going to be manifesting a bunch of different ways for all of you Cancers. Now, Thursday. Thursday, you guys have the Five of Cups showing up. Five of Cups. Okay, let me go back. Ten of Coins on Wednesday because Spirit's making me. So for those of you who are going in for evaluations for raises or work performance evaluations on Wednesday, a lot of you are coming out of there with a raise. Okay, so now let's move back on to Thursday. Five of Cups showing up. Five of Cups is just telling me that you've had a situation in your life that you're feeling a little bit disappointed with. This can be a situation, sometimes it's a relationship, and this is, the Five of Cups talks about, it's not so much a breakup or a letting go, but it does talk about shifting priorities. So if you were in a relationship where you were disappointed, now you're shifting priorities. Maybe you're spending less time with that person and spending more time working on something else, maybe more time on work or more time with a different person. But it's just shifting your priorities around to sort of keep yourself from being as impacted by a similar disappointment that might come up again. On Friday, what we have showing up is we have the Eight of Clubs. Eight of Clubs is telling me things are moving quickly, quickly around you on Friday. Really having to work to stay on your toes, to keep up with what all is going on. I'm getting a picture of somebody who's an admin assistant with a lot of people around her in the office, or him, but the picture is of a female. And you know, there's changes going on. Maybe she really is assistant to a few people, and so there's changes going on with just about everybody as far as their schedules and whatnot. And so she's really having to work to keep up with all the changes that are happening. That's kind of the feeling that I get with the Eight of Clubs. Now, not obviously, not all of you are admin assistants, and not all of you are going to have that type of specific scenario. This is a general reading. Not everything's going to apply to everybody here. But that type of thing where there are changes being made around you continuously throughout the day is what it feels like for Friday for those of you Cancers that this applies to. And just, working to stay on your toes to be in the right place at the right time and keep up with all these changes. Now, Saturday, Six of Swords in reverse. Six of Swords in reverse is telling me that it's telling me a little something different than normal this time, so we're going to go with that. Six of Swords in reverse is telling me this time that there's something that you've been trying to move away from, something that's had a negative impact on your life. And I feel like on Saturday you have a hard time getting away from it. You kind of veer back a little bit. You go back to that thing. I do feel like you're going back to it just temporarily, just long enough to go, oh yeah, that's why I was trying to walk away from whatever this is. And then you just get right back on the wagon again. Okay, so looking at Sunday, Cancers, Three of Clubs showing up in reverse. This is telling me one of two things. Either you are recalibrating some dreams that you have. So there may be something that you've been dreaming about, some kind of target or goal that you've had in your life. And now you're thinking, you know what, that's really a great target or goal, but it's not everything that I thought it was. I think I want to add this little twist or tweak this way or whatever it is. And so that can be going on for you. The other way that I see this card come up a lot and could be happening for some of you Cancers, I feel like we've got about a 50-50 split here. For some of you, this is talking about making changes to travel plans. For some of you, you are actually traveling and you're making those changes on the fly. For others of you, this is planning something and thinking that you have certain details already all taken care of and then going back and reworking those, rethinking those, and sort of getting a little bit of a different plan there for your travel. Okay, so Cancers, that is your week. Not bad overall. Thank you everybody so much for stopping by, for hanging out, liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. I do appreciate all of your support. Everyone have a fantastic week. I'll see you back here the next time. Peace out.